Alright, I'm going to be starting my chili, and I'm just going to document it because if it's really good, I want to know kind of the steps that I took to make it. I'm not really going off of a recipe, just kind of an idea. I'm not measuring out ingredients, nothing like that. I have 1 pound of 80/20, good meat here. And then I have about a pound point 0.04, so another pound of 80/20. That's going to be browned up with onion and a scoop of garlic, minced garlic. That's what we're going to start with, is getting that burger going. All right. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is chop up my onions. Get all that kind of prep work done and out of the way first. Okay. That was my coffee done. Just peel this. Peel a layer of this back. Okay. Now I'm going to go come in here and pretty good chunks. Okay. Got some pretty good chunks of onion. I tried a different way of cutting. I'm not sure if I liked that. I think I'll do my second one the original way that I do. I'm just taking these bigger pieces out. Oh my goodness. Alright. Okay, get the second one cut up. Burning my eyes big time. This is how I normally do onions. This is a smaller onion, but this is how I normally do them. I cut them down half at the root and cut them in half. Give them a few cuts and then chop them. And just kind of leave the root. Yeah, that works way better for me. That was a that different way that was something I saw online. I thought I'd try it. This is way better. Just like that. Nice chunks, nice even chunks. And we do not want this skin in there. There we go. Nice big chunked onion. Okay, I have pan kind of heated up. So we're going to throw our meat in there. I'm going to cut this open. Okay. That one. And this one. Yeah, so we got a total of 2 pounds. Actually slightly better than 2 pounds. And break it up. Okay, I'll let that brown up a little bit, kind of gray up. We're going to add our onions before it's fully cooked. So I'll let this go for a little bit and be right back. Alright, well I didn't record, but I did just put some ground pepper up in here. I'd say about a teaspoon of ground pepper. And you can see how it's pretty brown. I mean, it's kind of graying. So I'm gonna put the onion in. Look at those nice big chunks of onion and stir it in. I don't want that in there. That's kind of the butt end. I just want chunks. Continue. I'm actually going to cover this and let it cook covered for a little bit so that we get those onions cooked. Alright, I'm going to let this go a little bit and I'll be back. And as I'm cooking that hamburger over there, I got my crock pot out and I'm putting it on warm just to warm this up. So that, because this is all going to get transferred over into here and I don't want this to have to heat up. So actually I'm going to put it on high to get this thing hot. And it should be nice and warm by the time I transfer all of this into it. Okay, I'm going to add a good, this has been going for just a handful of minutes, a couple minutes. I'm going to throw in a nice spoon of minced garlic, just like this. Okay. And we'll get that stirred in and up. These onions are really starting to kind of go translucent, which is nice. That's what you want. Get them nice and cooked down. There's an awful lot of grease in here. So I will strain this off before it goes into my pot. Okay. Let this go for just a couple more minutes. I'll turn it down just a touch, down to a low medium heat. And I'm going to let that cook just for another couple of minutes. Okay, this is cooked pretty good. You can see these onions are pretty translucent. Almost a see-through white, but not too overcooked. I mean, it smells great. But there's a lot of fat in there, so I am going to drain it before I put it in the crock pot. So let's go ahead and move over to here. And we'll go ahead and get this drained. Go. Drain off that fat. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. I kind of bring this over here and down. You see all that dripping down into that pan. So we've removed all of that fat. And then just kind of come over to here with it. Let's remove this. And get a couple last drips out of this. Okay. And over and up. There we go. Okay. And we've got that in there, and I'm going to add a can of beef broth. Okay. And this is on high. Okay, nice. I have here a can of chipotle peppers and adobe sauce. I'm going to put that in there at this point. Let this cook into there. good stir. Man, it smells good. Kind of cut those peppers up a little bit that you just put in there. Give them a cut. Okay. Yeah, that's getting good and hot. I'm going to go ahead and put in this can of tomato sauce. Okay. I'm going to keep this can because I'll probably use it for water. And I'm going to open my stewed tomatoes. I think I'll wait on those a minute and let this kind of cook right here for a while. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and cover this back up and let it cook like this a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go ahead, open up my stewed tomatoes, drain them, and put this in as well. And this is all that fat that came out of that burger. I'm going to go dump this. Okay, with these stewed tomatoes, I'm actually not just draining them, I'm also rinsing them. I got the lid in there. And I don't want any of that juice. I'm just kind of rinsing them out. I just want the tomatoes. That's pretty good. So we'll bring that back over here. Okay. And see, it's just the tomatoes. That's all I want. And those will go in. Okay. And we'll stir those in. And I'm going to go ahead and put 1 can of water in from my tomato paste can. One can. Okay. I'll keep that can because I might need another once I start putting some more stuff in there. But I'm going to stop right here and just let this go for a while. Let this kind of start simmering up. And once it starts to simmering a little bit, getting really hot, I'll put spices in it like my chili powder and that kind of stuff. But as for right now, let's just let this go for a while. And I'll give you a look at it. It's looking awesome. Yeah. So we're going to let this just heat up, get really hot. We'll put spices in it. I'll rinse this can of beans, put that in it, and I got kidney beans here. I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use these beans right here. And then we got some spices. I'm only going to put chili powder, paprika, and cumin. Those 3 spices will go into it. So let's let this heat up good and get a little bit of a simmer going, and we'll be back once that happens, probably an hour. Okay, actually, while this does come up to temp, I'm going to put a bit of salt in it. Just this much. 2 scoops. That's it. Gonna stir that, let that cook into it. And that's really all the salt I'm going to use. Let that kind of cook up into it. Remember, I already put about a good, at least a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of freshly cracked ground pepper when I was cooking the meat. So I think we're good on pepper and salt now. Okay, just like that. Now let's go ahead and let that come up to temp. Okay, it has not been time yet for that to come fully up to temp. Basically, there's enough time has passed for me to wash these dishes up, so about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and rinse these beans, put the beans in, we'll do the spices, get it all mixing together, and then it'll just be on its final up to temp and simmer. It's going to sit and simmer in that crock pot all day. So, yeah, we're going to just dump our beans in here. And I'm going to go ahead and just rinse this juice off of them. Okay. And yeah, you want to make sure your hands are clean, of course. And mine are. I just got through washing some dishes with some soap and stuff, and I keep my hands clean. That's all you're doing is rinsing these clean. A good clean rinsing. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these beans in there. Okay. Move our camera over here and up a little bit and back. Okay, and in go the beans. Right. And give it a good stir. Stir those in. And those are just Bush's chili beans. Okay. And now we need to do some spices. Stir those in and maybe put a little more water in at the end. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and move that up a touch. I'm just going to chili powder in the palm of my hand. 1, 2, 3. That's for the chili powder. That didn't really want to come apart too well. Cumin. And I gotta I'll be right back. This is all sealed up. I just bought it. Okay, back with the cumin, 1 palm. Just like that. Okay. And paprika, we're doing 2. And I have, that's chili powder. Here's smoked paprika. I have a little bit of that. There's 1. And 1.5, really. That's the end of that one. And we'll do a touch more of regular paprika. Just a touch. Half a palm. Okay. We'll give that all a good stir. And I will probably need to go at least, 1 more cup of water for the simmer. Because I want this to simmer out some of the water. So I am going to put 1 more cup of water in there. Okay. Okay, So that's 2 cups of water, 2 cans of water, I should say. And it'll look slightly watery. Give it a good stir. And then this is on high, and it's just going to sit here, and we're going to let this cook on high for about an hour. Once it starts once it's up to temp, once it's simmering, I want it to simmer for an hour on high. And then I'm going to turn it to low after that. And it'll be ready this evening. And then it'll be even better tomorrow. I'm going to put actually 1/2 of a can of water. This is a 1/2 a can. So I've had 2.5 cans of water. And I'll show you the consistency. So it's a touch watery, but you want it that way because that's going to come out. That's going to simmer out. So you want some of that water to be able to simmer out. Okay. Yeah, good and stirred up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the consistency and all that. See what it looks like. You can see it's a little on the soupy side, but good and chunky yet. And we're going to let this cook. I mean, like I said, once this comes up to temp and starts a boil, then we're going to go cover it up. We're going to cover it and we're going to let it boil, simmer low for an hour, and then I'm going to turn the dial to low and let it go for another couple hours. And by this evening, it's 10:20 right now. It's only 10:20 in the morning. The idea is for this to be good to go around 4 o'clock this afternoon. So, yep, I'll see you in about an hour, or an hour after this is simmering. I'll come back to turn it down to low, and we'll see what time it is at that point and all that good stuff. So I've got a couple beans in here. Get back in there. Okay, we'll be back. All right, well, it is 11:20 now. So it's been an hour and we are not yet simmering. It's smoking. It's steaming. And what you want to do is you want the steam to escape, because it kind of defeats the purpose if you have it fully covered and then you take the thing off and it drips all the water back in. You're trying to steam the water out. So let the steam escape. Just keep it like that so that your steam can escape out of here. But it's to the point where it's going to start simmering. So keep it vented. Stir it every, I don't know, half hour, 20 minutes, whatever. And like this, by 4 o'clock this afternoon, we should be good to go. This should be steamed out pretty good, thickened up, cooked good, melded, all the flavors melded together, and it should be delicious. So I will come back at 4 o'clock-ish once this thing's been going for a while. I'll actually come back when I turn it down to low. So, and then we'll finish the video off when it's completely done, right before serving time. Okay, it is just before 4 o'clock. The chili is basically, it's done. Nice and thickened up. Nice consistency. So yeah, cornbread is in the oven. And that's it. Smells great.